good morning and welcome to a wet, what do you call it, Krista? Or spring morning, as we're calling it at Blackmore down near the Malvern Hills. As you can see on the pictures, drenched, roads have all been taken up. A couple of pictures coming on the screen for you now that I've taken some because I haven't done a walk around because there's more important things to do this morning, which we are in an internet black spot. And if you saw my Starlink review a few weeks back, I did say that we were going to a site. So at the moment I have, as you can see, 1 bar of 4G. So I am getting nothing on a speed test. I'm just going to put it up now. Let's have a look. So here we go. Go. And without boring you, because it does take forever. What am I getting? $14 download. I'll get next to nup upload. And the issue you've got is if you're probably especially if you're working like I am, or maybe you've got kids and you're trying to watch Disney Plus or other streaming sites, then after about 5 words it stops. Now, as you'll know, I also have EE on the van, so I'm just going to connect to that now. It's a little windy as well today. Not just wet, windy as well. I think we've got 50-mile-an-hour gales on its way, so we'll see. Right, so I've connected to the internet now. So let's do the same again and see what we get. So you see it's all changed now on the. I'm on EE, so it's changed there. Let's see what I get. As you can see, a bit more better. Which a lot of people think that's absolutely fine, but I was watching some programs on one of the streaming sites last night. It's not bad this morning, 41.5. And as I say, after every few words it would stop, or you'd get 10 minutes into it and it would stop, say something's gone wrong, and yeah, as you can see, so not the best, and you would have to restart it all. So obviously there's only one thing for it, and that's to get the Starlink out. So let me get it out, let me get it set up, because my garage is absolutely packed to the rafters. Obviously we're doing our new sticker board, so if you're on here, well done, and if you're not, where's your stickers? Let's make sure we meet up and swap. So yeah, give me a few seconds, let me get it out, set up, and let's see what the difference will be. But yeah, just to quickly show you, here's the site at Blackmore. This is the camping and caravanning one. It's a large site. You've also got the caravan and motorhoming club next door, but it's absolutely waterlogged. I'm even in walking boots to walk around. So let's get the Starlink out and let's give it the test.
So we're just waiting for James to set up the Starlink. I've been for a jog this morning, and now just getting back to tidy the van and get ready for the day ahead. And I'm just wondering how long it's actually going to take him to set up this Starlink. It's not the best with things like this. Don't tell him I told you. So he's got it all out. Oh, hang on, he's tapping on the window. Yeah? I thought it goes in the other side. Well, I've opened the window the other side for you. Boys and their toys, eh? Okay. So where does this go then? In the back of the thing? So into here. Okay. Yeah.
Just close the sides. Leave that one.
What?
Just close them ones.
Yeah, I don't really want the wind blowing through the van because it's quite a windy day today. Okay, so let's hope I've plugged that in properly. The Starlink is now outside. Do I need to plug it in?
Yes, please, it'll work. Plug it in.
Would help if I plugged it into the electricity. Alright, so I've plugged that in. Everything goes bang. No, it didn't. Right. So let's see what happens this side. So we've put it up. At the moment, nothing's happening. He's on his phone.
Is it plugged in?
Yeah, there you go.
Just make sure I've turned the inverter on. An important thing is if you haven't got an inverter, then you need to make sure you've got it on for 12V. But right, let's connect. Which
Is this when it's supposed to point up to the sky?
it's supposed to point to the sky, but it's not even connect. Oh, here we are. Connect. Here we go. 1 second. Forrester Starlink. So there we go. Connecting that now.
Nothing's happening.
Nothing's happening, which is Krista's going to love as she thinks. But it is happening. She just doesn't realise. You have to be patient with the Starlink, I've noticed. There we go. And guess what it's doing? It's going to do an update again.
Oh, sun's coming out.
The sun is coming out. Just check that cable's not trapped in the window.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, well, just check it for me. Because we are totally connected. Yeah. Have you plugged it in the right way? And it slots in. As the saying goes, if you're going to do a job, do it yourself.
I plugged it in.
You plugged it in the wrong way, so it wasn't even in. To plug it in,
I said to
you have to do
you.
it that way.
I said to you.
Look, like a jigsaw.
I said to you, does it go in a certain way? And you said, no.
I have to be careful because that's really jamming the cable there. It doesn't help that we've got a load of winds coming. That's better. Right. Let me go and do the job properly.
Here you go.
So we're on electric, so we always need heating on, windows open, you name it. Right, let's show you how this thing works. So it's rebooting at the moment, which is quite normal from what we seem to be aware of this Starlink, that every time you plug it in, our friends who are on the other side of the site, they've got theirs out and it's rebooting. But as you can see now, it is searching for satellites. So hopefully, as it says, make sure, don't know if you can see that, there you go, and there it goes. Stay there. Are you coming to see what it's like? Are you coming to say hello? Are you coming to say hello to everybody? Oh, shaking the tail as well. So there you go, as you can see, it's doing its thing. Yes. The dog obviously wants to get on. So it's establishing the connection now. Ow! Sit down. Sit. You want to go on the camera? Is that what you're saying? Do you want to say hello? Go on then, say hello. Oh, good boy. He has been a bit of a pain this morning. Yes, you. In. So it's calculating obviously the orientation, and then it will do likely to do an update. And stuff like that, but it'll be good to say, since this is pretty not a great area for internet speeds, to see exactly what we are going to get. What I'm also interested in is to see how long that will stay upright for with the winds that are coming. So yeah, let me get it all connected, because as you can see it's trying to connect to the satellite as we speak, and I'll come back to you. Okay, so as normal, the Starlink did another update, but I presume, look, it's satellites in the sky, so you'd hope they're getting updated all the time. It is in its perfect position. We are online, as you can see. So let's yes, you want to see as well, dog? Let's see the speed. I won't use the one on the Starlink. I'm going to go back to the one that I did everything else on.
Is it Wi-Fi connection or wired connection?
Wi-Fi connection, Krista. Right, so let's wait for it to change. It's still showing on BT at the moment, which is obviously not what we want, because that would be cheating. So let me end that. There we are, Space X Starlink, and let's hit go. Now, I've not done this before the video, so you will soon find out if it's any good. Oh, and once again, it's worse than the 5G, which I haven't got any. So that's a worse download speed and just as worse upload. I might not have it in the best position because it is right next to the van. But currently, I would say that's worse. And I want to do a true review on it, because obviously a lot of people are doing it and they're going raving on about it. But at the moment, we just ain't seen it. So there you go, that's 2. It does say though you need to allow it quite a few hours just to stabilise. But there it is at the moment. So at the moment the jury is still out. Obviously I think it'll still be good for some black spots, but obviously at the moment I am still sort of getting better. What will be interesting is to see if it holds and if there's any outages. So obviously I'll report back a little bit later in regards to the TV and has it done anything different, which I think will be interesting. But there you go. So yeah, give me your comments below, because I think that's quite an interesting test so far. We have success. The Starlink is not rubbish. What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at?
You've been cursing it all morning.
I have, to be honest, I have, because I've been getting a little fed up with it, thinking, God, what a waste of money the Starlink's been, and I'll just send it back because I'm still within the 30-day trial. But I've come back to the van. I've actually moved it now, so I don't know if you can see it. It's now just over there, so it's out in the view. It is blowing a gale outside now, it's starting to move, but it's staying strong. And actually, I've done the speed test. Now, what's interesting is how Starlink's app does the speed test to just a normal speed test app. So just show you this. Let's start with the normal speed test app. So I'm currently connected to the Starlink. So I've got the TV on. As soon as I put the TV on it, it stopped all the buffering from earlier. So that's absolutely fantastic. So this time I'm just running Google's, which is not always the best, I have to admit, but let's just retry it. So as you can see, it's going to hover around 1920, isn't it? 18.7. And then the upload will look rubbish. Now that's interesting, because obviously that's just the Google one, and this is the bit I don't understand. So if I go to Starlinks, as you can see, it will show all the obstructions. So not many obstructions in the area, loads of clear view. Then if I go to speed test, advanced speed test, now watch this. So the router to the internet, as you can see, right up there, 110 megabytes per second, and the uploads around 10. Before I was getting close to 200. So I presume it obviously does, if it's cloudy, etc., that obviously does make a difference because there is cloud and clear sky. And then the device to the router, well, look at this. 145, give or take, 148. And look at the upload. It's ridiculous. So that's just some crazy numbers. But obviously, it's satellite, isn't it? So we get it. It's going to be a bit different. But I have to admit, it's pretty impressive for the way it's working now.
But you had to put it quite a distance from the van for it to work. So when we're travelling around France, doing the Tour de France, and we're parked up at the side of the road, where we're not going to have access to the internet, which is what you bought it for as well, how are you going to be able to put it a distance from the van when you just parked up at the side of the road?
Because if you remember, when I came back to the van, I've been away cursing about it. I had to do more updates
So
on it.
you don't think it's because it's away from the van?
No, I think it's because of the updates.
Right. Okay.
I think it's definitely because of the updates and stuff like that. So I think that's really interesting for, you know, for what it's doing. So it's definitely really improved. Now, what I want to do is if I come off again, let me change Wi-Fi. For some reason, when I do this on camera, it backfires. And then when I'm off camera, checking it, it's the opposite. So I'm going to come off to Starlink. Bear with me 2 seconds. Right, clicked onto the 5G. There it is. So I'm going to go to the speed test. And again, it looks really impressive on the Google. But I can assure you, watching the TV or anything, it literally is not... it's just buffering all the time. So there's something just definitely different in it. So that's what it's claiming on the 5G, but which will be fast. But as I say, it's buffering the TV. Emails are coming through as you give that a reminder for a meeting I've got. But it's not allowing big attachments to come through or anything. So just interesting. Let's just... so there you go. So connection's fast, but it doesn't seem to be from what I'm doing. So if I just go back, click onto the Starlink. Let's just try again. Just wait for it to change over. So in a way, it looks slower, but it's not. It's acting a lot faster and a lot better. Who knows? And I think there's going to be a little bit more testing to go on. But I have to admit, I think the TV... I'm in the middle of watching Yellowstone at the moment. I think the fact that on the normal 5G it's buffering away, as I say, every 5 or 6 words or 5 minutes, 10 minutes into it, it's buffering. Then there's an issue with it. I've got to redo it all. But on the Starlink, it's working absolutely fine. No buffering whatsoever. So I think an interesting comparison. If you want to know more, drop me some comments below and I will obviously do some further testing for you. Not an issue at all. So hopefully that helps. That's the Starlink review in pretty much a bit of a black spot area. As I say, on the phone itself, I'm getting no signal, so I do need help either if it's the 5G antenna or obviously the Starlink. So I think that's given it a good comparison. But I think it'll all depend on what your needs are, is the honest answer. If you're just using it for the odd email and quick internet check and things like that, you probably don't need the Starlink, is the honest answer. But I think if you're using it for work or you're using a TV and you don't want that buffering and stuff, then obviously the Starlink is going to be a good purchase for you with the Stop Start monthly subscription. So that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye bye.